...2018 season, I thought we finished really strong. We had a couple hiccups early on, but then I guess towards the middle of the season, we really started to put things together. We were able to play some really high-quality teams and even nationally ranked teams and pull off some really big wins. And it's always good when you get to host the first round of the GLIAC tournament. So I think we had a lot to be proud of and a lot to build on for next year. I think some highlights for myself and for our team were our performance against Grand Valley. Obviously, the Saginaw-Ashland weekend, which was one of our toughest, to come out with 2 wins. I think a lot of those things and just our travel trips and things are certainly good memories for us and like I said, something to build off of. I think, last year we really had to dig deep when we had those couple of, lower moments for us where we had some ties and losses that we feel like we kind of gave the game away. We had a lot of young players get a lot of experience, a lot of freshmen and sophomores stepping up for us. And so I think that experience is great for the future of the program. And also for our upperclassmen, they've obviously had a hand in our wins and also in leadership for the younger players. So I think taking all of that, looking ahead to this season, I think we learned a lot and we can kind of, hopefully tighten up some of those lower points that we had and hopefully not have them anymore and look ahead to really building and taking our program, another step, another level higher. Alexi Flaminio, Katri Studman, and Cassidy Swanson, they've all been involved in a leadership class that the athletics department is putting on. And so I think, I really look to them to step up and really kind of take more ownership of the younger players of the team to help, kind of be that, next level to keep things, moving in the same direction. So we're all paddle in the same direction. Ann Fife has been a captain for us for several years, and I know that I can count on her for anything. So I think that, all those players, I would expect to step up, and we've just got, we've been fortunate because we really get good, good character, good people here, and so I would say any one of our players has the opportunity to lead at some point or in some way, and we really want to encourage them and empower them to do that. So in our spring training, we're fortunate because they can work with Tyler in the strength and conditioning piece, so he handles all of that for us, and it definitely is a kind of a building phase, I would say, in terms of strength. And then as we get closer to the season, that sort of transitions into more of a fitness base. But when we're in our spring season, a lot of times we get to practice in the multi. And so with that, it's a lot of futsal, small-sided games. So I think possession tends to be our focus for that just because we're not out on a big field very often and we're not out on the turf. The ball moves differently. The players have to move differently. So possession is the easiest thing to work on for us. So our schedule for 2019, we start the first 2 weekends out on the road into 4 Minnesota schools. St. Cloud and Duluth we open up with, and then the next weekend we're going to head over to Moorhead, Minnesota, and Crookston. And then we have a weekend off the third week in September, and then we kind of have a heavy road schedule this year for our conference. Basically October we're home a lot, but any other time. I think it's just, the early road trips are actually a good thing for us. I think it really brings the team together in terms of a bonding standpoint. We spend a lot of time together on that bus and do some different things outside of the actual soccer component. So I think that's a good way to start our season. I mean, we'd always love to be home, but I try to look at the positives in terms of our travel. Any given team can beat any team at any day. And that's, again, going back to something that we have to work on, being that consistent team that shows up and plays with confidence and dominance. I think that we're capable of being anywhere in that top mix. And I think that any team would experience that. I think, Grand Valley, yes, they've been at the top for so long, but, I think there's teams knocking at the door. We pulled off some great wins this year against some teams that were nationally ranked, and I think that gives us some confidence, but also some motivation to continue to work hard, because I think our conference is one of the best in the country, and if you really have to work hard, there's only so many people that get to make it to that tournament, and it's always hard when you're just not close enough or just on the bubble. So we really want to, obviously we want to be in that national tournament, but we've got to get through our non-conference, our conference games, the conference tournament to get there. So taking each game as serious as we can, so we can show up against a Grand Valley, we can show up against a Parkside, we can show up against a Davenport, any of the schools, we're ready to go. Like I said, I think we've got, we learned a lot from last year, and I think the direction that we're headed as a program is really solid, and I'm excited. I know our girls are excited, and they've been working really hard, so I can't wait to get them back in August and see where we're at.